welcome to razmafzaruk TV. This is Hayden Lewis. Today's lesson I'm going to show different variants of drawing the shamshir into attacks. So we'll start off with just the shamshir, where your hand is on the scabbard. Preferably, if you have metal fittings, you want to keep your hand on the fittings for protection. So the first one is very simple and very direct and very quick. And I'll start this draw and attack stepping to my right, since my shamshir is on my left side. So standing at the ready, and this is more of like if you're standing guard and you have to immediately draw it out and strike. So standing here, I'm visualizing my threat, I'm assessing it, and when it comes down to when I need to strike, I'm stepping, right? At the same time I'm reaching, I'm grabbing the shamshir, I'm stepping, and straight up. Either to the groin, inner thigh, or armpit. So one more time. I'm here, here, and then ready again. So this is controlling the scabbard, so I can help with the draw. Now it's going to be the same thing, but I'm stepping to my left. So I'm stepping left, drawing. Stepping left, drawing. Same draw and attack, going to the right without controlling the scabbard. So this one you have to have more conviction in your draw. So when I'm drawing with conviction because I'm not controlling the scabbard now. That was to the right. One more time to the right. Depending on your scabbard, you may or may not want to do this. If it's all leather, there's no metal fittings, there's no wood core, probably wouldn't do this draw. Unless it was an emergency. Now stepping to the left, same draw. Sometimes your scabbard will fight against you with this draw because you're not controlling it. So you have to draw with conviction on these ones where you're not controlling the scabbard. Ideally, you want to control the scabbard, but there's always variations. So one more time to the left. Got to be careful because everything's frozen. I almost slipped, and I'm on a hill. All right, now we're going to do horizontal attack, and we'll start from the right. So I'm stepping, I'm readying my scabbard, right? Stepping, boom. One more time. Stepping, boom. And it could go high, it could go to the neck or wherever. The horizontal has a lot of options, because you can even horizontally attack the leg, inside of the thigh, their body, depending on what your threat is. Stepping to the left. One more time. Stepping to the left. Boom. All right, now, same thing without controlling the scabbard. Remember, draw with conviction. Step it to the right. With this horizontal attack, I recommend drawing through and then readying it. I don't recommend half drawing it, because especially if you're not controlling the scabbard, you may not get it out enough. So you have to twist your body with it, cut through, and then ready your shamshir again. So watch how I do it on the left side. Stepping left. This horizontal attack can also be a deflection So if they're coming at you, you can deflect, swat it out of the way, and strike off of it as well. So it's not necessarily always an attack to them. It could be swatting whatever's out of the way, whatever threat's out of the way, and then capitalizing off that split second off of that parry or deflection, whatever you want to call it. Next one is vertical, not vertical, diagonal, sometimes vertical. The vertical one is very difficult, especially if you're trying to ready it. So I'm not the biggest proponent of it personally, although depending on how your shamshir hangs, if your shamshir is hanging like this, absolutely. But if it's hanging like this, the blade facing down, it's going to be a lot more steps to get it in that position to do vertical. So I'm going to do diagonal. Stepping to the right, controlling the scabbard. So stepping right, boom. Break it down, stepping right. And I'm prepping the scabbard, I'm turning it so it eases with the draw cut. Or not necessarily, I guess that's technically not a draw cut, but to help that draw into the cut. Stepping to the left. Stepping to the left. Now with that diagonal attack from the draw, it's the same thing where it's not necessarily always an attack straight to them, but if they're coming at you, you can still use that diagonal when you're stepping off the line to capitalize as well, much like the horizontal. With the diagonal, same thing, you want to draw with conviction, even more conviction than horizontal, because the angle you're especially if your blade is facing down, trying to get it out and attack in a timely manner, your scabbard position is working against you, so you really have to draw with conviction. Same thing without controlling the scabbard. So I'm here. Now when you're drawing without controlling the scabbard in this, almost always that's going to be more so a deflection or something to get them to react and then attack, because the way the angle's coming out, you only have a split second to react. You may be coming at them with the back of your shamshir before you can turn it over. So when you're drawing an attack at diagonal, it's almost always going to be because they're coming at you and you're deflecting or you're trying to get a reaction. It's not always going to be a direct attack to them because of the timing, the distance, and your reaction time. So just keep that in mind. Always have a plan to bring your weapon back to the ready position. So one more time to the right, without control, diagonal. All right, so I had to step off for a second there. Okay, so same thing, diagonal, but I'm gonna step to the left. So step back here, stepping. I'm gonna do it again. I want you to watch my offhand. Stepping. Here. The armor's tied up. Alright, so if you were paying attention, I was stepping and I was here and my arm was up. So you notice when we use single blades in razmafzaruk, it's not as common for shamshir to use single, but situation doesn't always mean you have a shield or an offhand weapon. So we recognize that. 90% of the time or more you're gonna have a shield though. But what I'm getting at is another reason why we have our hand here when we're using a single weapon is because of armor. So if you look at my armor, I have some gaps. My legs, right, are less protected. My face and neck are not as protected as my body and arms. On my arms I have bazuband, I have mail on my hands. So this acts as a sapar, as a shield. So when I'm striking, I'm here, I'm covering my face best I can. Yeah, it's not perfect, but it's much better than leaving it wide open. And not only that, if it's here and they're close, my hand's ready, not back here, right, behind my back, or how some other styles do it. My hand is ready because then I can grab or palm and strike if it's safe to do so. So armor plays a big deal in how you're going to react and the style of your fighting for that situation. So just keep that in mind. That's another big reason why this offhand oftentimes is here at our face, to protect our neck and face. So especially when you have armor. So I just wanted to add that to it. I'm going to do the same draws, probably a little bit less talking. I'm going to do the same draws with the sapar in my hand. So stay tuned for that.